the cyborg laser eye effect.
What is? Oh, this is just a light.
So what's projecting?
It's controller, yep.
I was like, is this a
Yeah,
light?
pointing one. Yeah, it looks like a gas.
So where's projecting coming from?
Glasses.
From the glasses.
Projectors.
So I think if I was going to get voted in this one of these things, this is last time was the
I'm like pumped
this
over
was
here.
all talking heads, but this is the one to show up for.
Yeah, those light up eyes. Yep.
Oh no!
So is this the same? Is this the same people that were doing the? That was somebody else who's doing pool table.
Different, yeah.
Okay.
Would you say hi to YouTube, please?
Hi YouTube.
Is the audio going? Is this live?
This is phenomenal.
Yeah, really excited guys doing a great board live on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, it's how the
Yeah, we got audio.
This. Yes.
It's something, the patterns and distance, yeah. So I asked her in the Kickstarter, because I have a reflective projector screen for 3 movies.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want 80-inch.
Right.
Well, yeah, we gotta get the dots. I'm like, okay, I'll print the dots. I'm like, yeah. Then all the games will be like, down will be towards the wall.
Sure.
But yeah, this is actually baked into the firmware on the headset.
Who's next?
So I'm like, well,
Can I
do dots. I know you won't.
Can I do it with my glasses on?
It's like a.
Oh, he wants to do it first. He walked in first. Go ahead.
Watch out, the cable's under the wall.
The-
You could make you could just make this bigger.
Just wait till you're ready.
And make the dots bigger.
Yes, it's like that. Scale the dots.
Just blow the whole top.
Yeah.
The back.
I did that on the,
Don't do that.
do you have a 3DS with the little parts? I got into the wide format printer at work, it was like 3 or 4 feet wide. I printed a 3DS card, I was like, this is long. We put it on the driveway, and yeah, it worked. Let's see if that picture's in here.
That's why I was thinking maybe
Nice.
you're doing a postcard for Minneapolis.
I'm next.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what Zach asked me when I walked in. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this thing?
So I had to wait. So what's the picture?
I don't know.
What's your issue?
Look at his eyes.
$5, $2, I don't know.
That's the part I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I thought it was a separate.
I love it. That's awesome. Like his eyes.
Pretty close, yeah.
Before we got into construction, just let's talk something.
You're
So you're handing them
you were just talking about he's been talking to WA about do we get a 80-inch reflective retro reflective screen?
Hey, I'm Zach.
I think it's the document.
It's the first time you
They're saying all you gotta do is make
Every time I see you out there,
Well, I think the email maybe.
Yeah, it's really been in this little narrow channel for VR.
I could just plug it into
So it's like shipping all the big stars.
Well, what I can do.
So like Thursday through Sunday.
Very unique compared to everything else out there.
It's kind of like the top shelf.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That was one of the, so.
Play VR games and
Yeah, it's all $3,500.
on the other side of it, that's kind of where I got
For one sound, exactly.
Hey, Zach?
Yes?
Explain to us what's going on again.
Oh, okay.
He's asking me questions I can't answer.
Yeah, he didn't watch that one.
RJ, shoot us with your eye lasers.
That was a really fun thing.
So he was wondering why we can't see anything.
And of course, one, two things.
Two local projectors, reflective circular polarized.
Which is why we can't see it. We're just looking at his lens.
But so
I have to be in the eye.
well, also it's circular polarized. So maybe you can't ever see it. You'd have to wear glasses.
It's going to extract the DNA and send the data.
I think that's super interesting. Just separate it.
So does the controller do anything with this?
I have to try to pair it.
Well, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna go first. So you can put up my glasses?
Yep, I think we'll.
Okay.
That's been a pretty big thing.
There you go. Yeah, oh, good, great.
keyboard, you're doing
Mixcast,
WASD.
build and set.
What
Okay,
keyboard?
there's gonna be one
Down here, right?
IT,
Oh, okay.
HCI
Look at the control
device,
button here in a
all the
second.
IT for all.
Nate, do you need
the
anything?
technical.
Yeah, check.
Oh, sweet.
And people can view
Yeah,
that.
and I've done it for, the Department of.
So how do I pair it? Is it in the
Safety
app?
It might already be paired to see if it works with the glasses.
Do you travel a lot then?
All right, let's
Nope,
see.
they're all in downtown St.
Oh, just a
Paul,
joystick?
but, yeah, coming
So you
in
can go
fall,
over controls.
they're.
Oh,
there you go. Sweet.
Those agents
So-
use the enterprise model,
push
so
the-
it's like,
Oh.
like here and there, we're gonna see, we're working it out.
Oh, now when I get these really elevated,
And to you about using that,
This game just uses the
Metro
joystick.
State for CSUN also, minor and applied.
Yep. So you talk about why it looks so dumb? Because they don't include the game board.
So, is that?
Okay.
Okay, so I don't want to walk this track. What kind of cord? I say, I don't ever really walk on the car.
This guy does not
Oh, right, well, yeah, put these things on our network, besides signing the agreement saying that we're going to.
Yeah, no, my hand looks good, my hand looks.
And so it's what I said.
So I think that's the four X on the way out,
So it's like
like that.
literally the fact
I
that you
just
set
reflected.
2 hours ago.
All right, come on in.
It's hardly even to work my way, but you can. Pops up news right in your face.
How's it going?
What's that?
Oh,
Oh, here, I'll look at you with my laser.
That's perfect.
I'm Brian.
And the minute I look up to here, everything goes away.
So what do you do, Andy?
And it's working okay with my glasses.
I think it's the first headset that makes you look cool from the outside. Looking at you.
Yeah, this is your spot. I can get you guys a little bit if you want.
It's good connection to your phone too, right?
Too much.
About to be released,
Okay.
but we'll be good for Android.
Yeah, we kind of have just
For
a
iOS.
VR pods down here and
Hey, how you doing? Long time?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think this is like one of the only AR things I've tried.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, impressed me.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
tried it. Instead of being like, oh, that's what the limitations are. It's more like,
I've done
oh,
HoloLens.
Well, yeah.
So this is one of the AR things I'm trying to do, and put the glasses on themselves. HoloLens is like, I don't see anything, I don't see anything, I don't see anything, I don't see anything, I don't see anything. You're like, fucking hold still. Here, don't put it on your nose, just tilt it up, okay, good, you know.
Not in front of my eyes.
contrast, let's see this thing.
Sure.
The new little one. Just like it goes in. We're apparently quite. This is a great show, so.
Well, yeah. So why would you do that?
I'm guessing they have more than a few of those lying around.
Oh, the
that are longer than
Right,
that.
that's-
Yeah, oh, I get you, I'm with you now.
Bring it today, but I don't wanna like step on anybody's toes again.
Uh-oh, whose toes he's got?
I just wanted to make sure it was okay if I brought the home.
He's gonna have a.
Is it running?
He's gonna have a.
It will, I
complete
mean, you just gotta turn it on, you wanna try it?
What's that?
He's gonna have a
let's
complete
scan it.
presentation.
We'll start this thing first.
Ryan, we'll go out in the parking lot and I will stream you from my phone. And we will compete with these.
If everybody,
You know, you don't wanna show up and over, you know.
yeah, if everybody shows up, 20 people, 75 minutes of demos, 68 minutes of waiting per person. It's got
That'll
huge
actually
crowd.
work pretty good too, I think, it's Mike, you wanna see a demo.
That's a good point.
Get into
$3,500, $350.
Here's I'm expecting the overheat before the whole 90 minutes of demos is up.
Really?
Say what? You expect it to overheat?
Probably overheat
Oh, is that a problem it has?
sometimes. Especially the prototype one, I don't have very good cooling.
So is this your product? Okay.
So Trippy thinks about steps.
I am not working.
You going into the store?
Kickstarter.
Going into the
Oh,
store?
yes.
Awesome. You have a date?
You were seeing it way too far.
October.
Oh, you were seeing it
Oh,
very
really?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know why? I just found that out like a couple weeks ago.
Brian, you read it?
Yeah, that's true.
So the publisher's gonna show them, so give you like
Yeah.
this much to like finish whatever you're doing.
Oh, I'm so glad
And
you
then
did.
to QA like.
Yep, me too.
Oh, good.
What's that?
Oh, that's right. I was only just started building or something last
Year.
year.
Oh, it's me.
Last month.
No, it's not me.
that was the perfect one to do it for.
Sure.
Talking heads.
Who brought pills and gum?
What?
Pills and gum.
What?
Who wants some?
Well, you can have some, it's not mine.
Who wants what?
Pills and gum, right there.
Pills and gum?
Yeah, both. One or each. Choose. There's blue gum, there's red pills. He needs, this is your backpack? You got pills and gum?
Pills and gum? Like you. Get my pills out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so this is VR meetup for IGDA Twin Cities.
Oh, pills.
Yeah. Use your pills and gum.
You live?
And
You
pills?
can just,
We're live.
Nice.
yeah.
Should I remember at half my
How's it going, RJ?
Pretty good, like yourself?
Good, good to see you.
Boy,
It's been a while.
Yeah, probably not
So
since
what'd you guys do for,
the Vampire Arena thing.
You've been going to bunnies?
What's that?
You've been going to bunnies?
Yeah,
A while ago.
Came up with something better to do.
I see on Twitter occasionally.
Yeah, working on the game pretty much.
2 times ago, I think it was raining.
Publishing
Yeah, Insight's kind of low.
it's for the lettuce stores, so it's going to a store. Sounds good.
And,
But not until
and I live in an area where
next year. So basically just finishing the game.
I mean, if you know it's a fruit, then you got some time to finish it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did leverage that to go. I live in an area I already made this game. It's coming out for the store. It's just not out yet.
Okay.
So how come your phone can pick up, how come your phone can pick up the picture without the glasses?
Get another publisher for next year.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Cool.
The one thing with being a publisher, well, kind of one was to make a multiplayer.
So it's right
Oh,
here,
social
but
lobby.
it's still visible.
Right next to the game, kind of like it does.
Spillover or something from the.
Well, the cameras are not as soon as you go into the game, as long as you have the internet
Yeah, I kind of remember it through
Put it there.
Yeah, we're building actually.
At least let them.
You know, now that we're doing this, I can see
games and
people's
stuff like
eyeballs.
that, so that we can encourage players to like try.
You just have to line up with the
Because
glasses.
they see other players.
That was cool.
Yeah, $150.
Is there Wi-Fi here? A few things like that, and then honestly, find any good resources, you know, things like waiting for cash flow to start coming out of the game. It's because
Camera.
this is like, we like the game. We're working on it next year, closer to October.
Yeah.
Which is our next available for this window.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just sort of like reading.
So
I didn't know they were somewhat.
Only it's two. Just sort of setting up a little bit.
They're trying to make it like 2 or 3 like releases basically every so they don't like releasing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do.
So they're pushing it back. Either that, we have a trade deal just not telling me that they just have to like not in the spring, so they don't want it to like here's October.
Yeah, that could be.
For a second. I'm trying to get that.
Oh my gosh.
This might be a Brian thing.
Okay.
Or hey, we just have to change the input.
I've got the controller.
Here's one.
Well,
I told everybody else they want
Just
to
need to change
listen.
the input.
I can also do
Just do my one.
So,
Try to.
What's plugged in where? Yeah, this is the Outlook chapter. Actually, let me try putting it in my PC to see if it. What you got? Something?
What's that? What do you see? Trying to like get on the Wi-Fi. You know the Wi-Fi password? What he told me. I just think I might have.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know that's been jail.
Or it just.
Oh, it is. Well, these are like,
Actually,
these are like,
Ring 5
so,
And then eventually.
I try to get it on both screens. And yeah, so it's
Off-brand.
read the basic rules from a couple of websites and then did some Googling. Like, I don't even know what's going on about.
I didn't order any controllers.
Which one doesn't want to be on?
Yeah, just pick a nine inch.
And then I sent them each one to
Yeah, and so I
So he's like, I don't know like the advanced stuff. And I'm like, me neither, good. I don't know the advanced stuff.
Less than 6 months.
Oh, really? No, I've never heard of that. Oh,
There's just different, you know, all the house rules you can have.
well, hello, Patrick. Anything worry about you?
I think you're going to do it online unless you follow it.
You've seen the constant growth. I could buy a lot of companies.
The last one they did in the last month. But that's not the max. You know, that's the developers.
Last person was arcade machines that set up the
Literally trying to find their branding.
Okay, for half of it.
But no,
So like, what you can get a.
I just think those just got like in headset installs. So it's like.
Oh, yeah.
either they're just airing
$500
now, or they're talking about
computer running main, you know,
it's like only
the
1% of the
emulator. And now you can go playing old school NFL like down there. There's also a couple of captions, Joe and Matt from like so like about usually get the stuff to go back then so
You're like one of
this is the worst thing he has like physical magic card, he also does areas of multitude and
VR thing.
Which one?
What do you do? What's your best thought?
Yeah, we scanned this one. We scanned this one. Talking to his virtual dietitian. Well, should I get this one or this one?
yeah, surprised me are a tiny piece of the whole.
Because some other things are worried about, like those basically.
Insurrection. Overthrowing the government.
He just showed me what the aspect, what the, okay.
So what do you think about that? I like that a lot. So the
Immediately reminded
it's
me.
a time warp to either 180 or 200.
20 years before
frames per
when I
second.
was born, I bought my
That's
father
why I
a
think it's
pair of outfielder's glasses. Okay. Would you wear it? But they were like cool.
Oh, is it? These are reproduction headsets too.
And they were good.
do you want to just first look at it or?
And so
Just kind of move it around.
never wore sunglasses. I just like this one. But that's maybe it's my eyes. I little form factor. If you look at Apple, you know, Oh my
Everything, or you do all of the, I do all of the profiles. I've never seen it before. Amazing. Yeah. Are you with somebody itself, or you just okay, cool.
But yeah, we started shipping.
Is it just running Unity?
So the device needs to run. Glass is basically just providing
was more shockingly very stable.
it's got some
I didn't get your name. Nate Combs. That's pretty Nate.
feel free to ask.
I will. I know. Oh yeah, I'll save some that I call. I was gonna say I noticed the wand, but we were using the keys. Is the wand? Is it worth the game? Or is it just kind of right?
Yeah, you have to write the joystick, but it's pretty straightforward. Like I've done YouTube development stuff. It's like a wand.
How many have you tried a bunch of different games?
Yeah, unfortunately there's not too many.
I would add
There's like some Oculus games.
Pretty good. Better than the other ones I've read because they change the phrases, so it makes sense. Does it talk about things like stove, go to what the hell that means? Here's your own stove.
There's also like a few stuff, and I guess like a lot of vendors
We gotta figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one, but I've got one.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, all good. We got buried into the setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got that? Yep.
How many of these devices are out there?
Yeah, Paul, how is it? So much for this. Go on.
projecting, so rebuilding your shooting your ass.
The field of view is huge.
And it's such a good use case. You can light it out. It's kind of, I look forward to it.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah, get right behind the set. You can see it.
Retrospective.
Right on there. It's amazing.
Yeah, so these are pre-release boards. This one's terrible, this one's in good shape.
How you feeling, Nate?
So I'll start in here, math, babble for 5 pages.
Which, you want 10 of these or one of those?
Yeah, we're ready.
Just the keyboard.
Do you have that other microphone?
You went to sleep?
I don't think I ever turned on.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm actually gonna. Okay.
Mike. This one's hot.
Give me some more.
Give me some more. Microphone. You got a volume limiter there or what?
Yes.
You clip it up.
Which one are you talking in? That's number 2. 1, 2. Okay, there.
How's this now?
Second.
Now it's broke it. It was working, now it's broken.
There it is. Microphone. What are you doing over there?
Hey guys, we're going to get started.
Zach, I broke something. Broke something. Hang on.
Yeah.
That one is not getting.
The other one?
That one is on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting anything from that one. Number 2.
It's blue and blinking. Is that good or bad?
I think it's fine. Hang on. We're on this thing.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah, pick up the other one. And you're going to be over here?
Mike. Mike is loud. Yep. Uh-oh.
Oh, you're not getting it.
How long is your timeout?
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
It's easy to change that.
Yeah, sign up for the
Look at you, command line GUI. I'll just keep touching it. It should be fine in the slides. When you're presenting, you can just stick your finger on it to unlock it. That'll do it. Beautiful. David, you ready? Hey everybody, why don't you grab a chair and shush. I bet you this is my water. It is now. Diseased. You good? You got the slides you control? Is this doing 2 monitors instead of 1? You good? Nate, can we make it clone the monitors instead of...
1 second. I think I gotta do...
I think the Mac thinks you're the second monitor.
Yes. Yeah, we're seeing your GitHub page right now. Mr. Nimble Gorilla. The nimblest of gorillas.
Max. What is up with them? Is mirroring? Yeah, no, your control panel's over here on this stream. It did something when you alt-tabbed.
might have been a ghost.
Like a last frame.
Yeah, I was showing the last frame of something. So it's saying that it says that there's no active HDMI signal right now. It's like flashing back and forth. It says yes.
They have to change the resolution, maybe?
Point the webcam
Good, that'll solve it for now. What the heck? Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here. Because I'm not getting anything from... Hey, I got it.
What'd you do?
I deactivated and reactivated it.
All right.
Yes. Okay,
Look good?
I think you're good.
And we got volume from the mic. Okay. Now for real, we're getting started, I swear. Oh no. Grab a chair, fellas. Ladies, we got no ladies. Not tonight. Lower it. Less shouty.
Yeah.
Maybe like right. Shouty, shouty, shouty. Everybody take a seat. We're getting started. Welcome to MNVR and HCI. We are live. This is our July meeting. How many new faces? I saw at least one. How many people have never been? That's right, you've never been here. 2, 3. Okay, cool. How did you heard about it at VRARA? Yep. How'd you hear about us? How did Meetup tell you about us? Yeah.
So maybe searching for VR on Meetup?
Great. Yeah. Yeah, it's always a mystery. VRARA, that social from last month. And if you can't remember that acronym, it's VRARA, because I can't remember it. So welcome. This is our July meeting. This is our plan. Tilt 5 is super unique and new, so we wanted to devote a lot of time to demos, make sure everybody gets eyeballs in there, gets to ask questions and try out stuff. We do have a chance for announcements if anybody has any. We want to emphasize that our meetings are open to everybody and we're inclusive, and if you have any kinds of problems or any concerns, tell one of the volunteers who, here's a couple of their pictures, or email us if you don't feel comfortable talking to us directly. If you're interested in doing something with our groups, let us know that too. We rely entirely on volunteers, and we've got kind of 3 monthly meetings that we do routinely, and then kind of a small amount of onesie-twosie events in between those. And here's our regular event schedule. We've settled on Wednesdays, far in the past. And initially, back in the day, VR did not exist, and we just had a game dev meeting on the second Wednesday of every month, and I used to run those. 2013, started doing this VR stuff when the Oculus Kickstarter shipped. We picked the 4th Wednesday, and then past 2 or 3, maybe 4 years now, we slotted something in the middle for playtest. So if you've got video games, board games, card games, we've got a service every month to find people to playtest those for you. And VR should work. We've never tried that. So talk to me if you're super excited to try that. And if you are serious about this stuff, if you go to the, international meetings for I'm blanking on the name, San Francisco, stay at the Mosser, walk down the street to the convention center to attend GDC, thank you, Game Developers Conference. And sign up, become a member, you get a discount on the conference, and mention our Minnesota chapter, IGDA Twin Cities, and we get a little bit of cred and kickback from that, from the parent org. And this is where we would normally do news, plugs, and announcements. We had 2 people that had signed up, and I didn't spot them. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share with the group? Let me just verify who had grabbed those tickets.
Are we on YouTube right now?
We are.
Cool.
Let's see. Evan from Voxel, not here. Brian Costello. That's you.
Yes. Yep.
What did you want to share with the group? Do you want a web page or anything?
Well, it was
One should come on up.
Is that mic live or no?
It's not. That was not working for some reason.
Here. Hold this by your face.
We would love to hear what you have to say.
Not that close.
all right. Like here?
Yep.
Okay, I figured when in the company of some subject matter experts or enthusiasts, I figured I'd ask if anybody's done any mocap with Kinect, PlayStation 3 cameras or PlayStation 4 camera, or if they've gotten either Kinect or PSVR together working on the PC, come find me out here. Or if you're online, it's I'll give you my email address.
Okay.
B Costello, that's BCOSTELLO01 @gmail.com. And because this is something I've been working on and been on Reddit and on the Steam forums, and it's like kind of banging my head against the wall a little while.
You can do full body capture for VR?
Yeah, yep. I know people have gotten it working for like Half-Life Alyx, and I think that would be neat. I got a Kinect, the PSVR, just that, and the PS4 camera was sort of a bust. Like the head tracking is great, but as soon as you throw in moves, it just like, they did not act like you'd expect, and the head tracking got off too. But I've got a Kinect to PC USB adapter on its way, so I'm looking forward to trying that.
Is it a Kinect 1 or a Kinect 2?
V2.
Okay.
Yep. And apparently, if anyone's interested in just the trivia about the Kinect, so you had the Kinect V1, that's the 360, I think. Yeah, the 360. Kinect V2, and you had to get an adapter to use that with like the Xbox One and PC. Apparently, Kinect V3 was the system built into the HoloLens, and V4 is Kinect for Azure.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we've got a few people, they're not here, but they do have those Azure cameras. Have you ever been on our Discord?
I just joined the other day. I think I haven't checked it out yet, though.
Yeah, for VR, maybe the Slack would have a little more activity than the Discord, honestly. But so IGDA.org, we've got a link to the Slack there, and yeah, this is the blank slide. Thought we had a page that talked about that. And I encourage you to ask there, but if you don't hear anything, get in touch with me so I can point you to the people that have done.
All right, Zach, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. And I'm on the Slack and the Discord.
All right.
Glad you're here. Huh? What? Okay, anybody else? Going. RJ.
I just thought about it when I saw it.
We got a microphone you got to talk into.
Yeah.
Actually, the camera's not even pointing at me. Right over here is good.
Okay, just seeing the Become a Member page reminded me for any like specifically VR developers here, which considering it's a VR meeting, I hope there's a few. If you're not in the Oculus Start program, which is a kind of developer program run by Oculus, one of the benefits for it when you first join is a free year membership to IGDA. So you can pick your chapter online. Cool. So for anybody who isn't in that yet and joins it, you can get a year for free, like that.
Do you have to qualify for Oculus Start, or is there some benefit?
I think the only thing is your yearly income from VR development has to be less than 150K.
Okay.
At least for the first year or whatever. They don't care after that. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, RJ. All right. So speaking of next month, the speaker I had kind of lined up kind of fell through. So if you got any ideas for anything related to VR, AR, spatial computing of any kind, we do have a lot of programmers here, and that's almost our legacy, because when VR started out, it was only programmers that could get anything working, and then only barely. Now there's, you know, tools and things for non-programmers. But yeah, anything VR, AR related, spatial computing, room scanning, photogrammetry, nerfs. I'd love someone to explain to us all how nerfs work and how to do them well. Nerfs, neural radiance fields. They're
We thought you said nerds. Yeah.
NERBs.
Speak English.
Sorry.
You say nerds?
You're the nerds.
You say nerds?
People that are doing like custom avatars and VR chat, you know, got the Steam or Tundra trackers all over their elbows and knees. That's all valid. We'd all love to hear about that stuff. So if you got any ideas yourself or anybody you know that maybe I could talk to, looking for something for next month, 4 weeks from now, I guess. And yeah, so we'll move on right here to this month's meeting without further ado. Say hello to Nate Yourchuck.
Hi, Nate.
All right, hey everybody.
Can I ask you a quick question, Nate?
Go for it.
Did I give you COVID at IO?
As far as I know, I do not have COVID ever. This is a clip. All right. Yeah, so I went to IO. They had masks pretty much required across all presentations and social events, and there were a few cases of COVID, but I think for the most part, it was a COVID-free event, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, this is, I'm Nate. Here's my presentation. Oh, you gotta fast forward through it backwards. Okay, boom. So yeah, I'm Nate. I am not related to the Tilt 5 people at all. I just kickstarted their project back in the day. So they started shipping their retail units to their Kickstarter retail backers, and I think they'll be getting through those this year, and then they'll be going into their pre-orders. So yeah, this is my Tilt 5 overview. I'm planning to just do a really quick explanation of what the Tilt 5 glasses are and how they work, who it is, and then I'm going to do a really short demo of the SDK that they have for Unity, and then after that we have 2 glasses so people can do some demos and check out some different stuff after the presentation. So Tilt 5 was kickstarted in November 2019. They had about 3,300 backers. They raised almost $2 million.
Hey, can I have you shout towards this a little bit? It's kind of echoey.
Sure thing. Here we go. Okay, this is some boilerplate from the Tilt 5 website. It's an entertainment system that uses proprietary augmented reality glasses on a retro-reflective game board. They were backed by 3,000 Kickstarters. They're partners with SIP Global Partners, some other investors, Logitech, and games industry leader Ken Birdwell. Jerry Ellsworth is the CEO of Tilt 5. If you follow the AR news, you might recognize her name. She was an engineer who went to work at the VR and AR stuff at Valve. And when they shifted priorities over to focus more on VR, she went and founded another company which was called Cast AR. They also kickstarted a project, I think several years ago. This is a picture of the Cast AR device. You can see it's pretty similar to what the Tilt 5 morphed into. It's a pair of glasses with some projectors. So after Cast AR, she went and they started working on the Tilt 5 system, and they created the Kickstarter project for that. This is a shot from their promo video on the Kickstarter. It shows the idea and the goal of the Tilt 5 board. So the idea is that you'll have this AR board that everyone can see with the special glasses, and you see a nice three-dimensional scene, and you're all sitting around a table playing some cool 3D games with your friends. And then if you watch this video, they even link in somebody else over a conference call, so they actually have 4 players playing this tabletop game. So the Tilt 5 glasses themselves are one of the 3 pieces that you get with the backer kit, and the glasses have 2 projectors on the front. Each one is projecting a scene, and that gets reflected back at the lenses. The lenses are filtered, so each eye sees 1 projector worth of image, and that's like your basic, the old school red and blue 3D glasses at the movie theater. It's kind of a similar concept, and that's the glasses. So these have to plug into a device that provides the application logic, like what scene is getting rendered and things like that. The glasses have a camera that detects, using the board's geometry and the dots, it figures out where your glasses are in 3D space in relation to the board, and that's how it generates the image that you see. Then the next thing is this wand. The wand is basically a game controller. It's got a joystick access, it's got some buttons, a select thing, stuff like that. But it also has a little black stem on it, and inside of that stem are some light emitters, and those are also detected by the glasses. So the wand has 6 degrees motion that it can pick up, and it knows the orientation up, down, left, right, all that kind of stuff, as long as it's within the view of the camera on the glasses. And then finally, the last piece that you get with the kit is this board. This is the smaller size board. It's a square. I think it's the LE board, and they also make a XE board, which is slightly longer, so it's rectangular. And the idea there would be you either have a longer surface that you're looking at, or you can also fold that up so you see a backdrop that some of the AR images are going to be projected against. The board itself is made out of a retroreflective material, and that's how the glasses are able to present the perfect image to you, and that's how multiple people will be able to sit around the same board and play a game, even if they're looking at different things within the app or the game that you're working on. So the retroreflective surface, it's basically reflecting light at 180 degrees, so it goes immediately back to the same point where it was projected, or near to the same point, so that goes into the lens. And then the different dots around the edge of the board are so that the camera can detect the position of the board and the plane that it's sitting on, and that gives you the orientation of the world that you're looking at. So if you look at this board, you can see kind of at the top, there's a crease. And the 2 boards that I have are both foldable boards. So as you're looking at the image, you'll see some creases in there. Some other people, and also Tilt 5 themselves, have demoed a custom-made surface. This is by a guy, his company is called Dragon Magic Studios. He's making his own board. He sourced the materials for his own retroreflective surface. I think this is some sort of like neoprene mat. And so you can just roll it up, and there are no creases in your image. So it works pretty cool, I think. So here's an example of gameplay projected onto a real image. I think there's a tool called Mixcast. I'm not sure how many people have used that, but that basically lets you composite like a camera image of the real world along with a computerized image.
Another question.
Yeah.
So Mark and I are standing next to each other, and we're playing the same game.
Yep.
I guess I was going to say, can we be standing next to each other? What's going to keep us from seeing each other's projections?
Yeah, so again, it's the retroreflective surface, in theory, reflects things back at 180 degrees. So there is a little bit of spillover, and I think depending on the quality of the material that you have, you might get more or less like splashing going on. But if you're if you stand behind somebody who's wearing the glasses, you can sort of see the light that's getting projected. Most of it goes back through the lenses. If you just stand off to a slight angle, then you don't see much at all. And if you're at 90 degrees, it's almost non-existent.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yes, new person, Patrick.
I don't want to jump way ahead, but do they offer a networking protocol as part of their SDK, or is that something you have to connect separately?
Yeah, it's pretty bare bones as far as the SDK goes. It's only related to the glasses and the wand connecting, and so something like networking would be like you'd have to use some sort of other SDK that you would use for any other sort of networked game.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's a rule that I have to ask 3 questions before I'm allowed to ask people questions.
Oh, there's I'll get to this other guy.
Who's going to ask your questions?
Yeah.
So the players, are they seeing a 2D image?
Uh,
Or like through the glasses, is each eye getting a slightly different image, to do 3D?
Yeah, it's similar to if you go to the theater and you get like the old red and blue glasses or any of the other newer technologies where they filter the light.
That's sort of what I was driving at. Like, are the lenses polarized 90 degrees to each other?
Yeah, so
Okay.
each eye sees like a 2-dimensional picture, and then that's composited with the projector.
Being projected onto.
Yep. Yes, Scott.
So how does the wand talk? Who does the wand talk to, and how do they do it?
So the wand, there's 2 things going on with the wand. One is basically it's a Bluetooth connection, and that gives you the joystick and the buttons and stuff like that.
To the glasses or to the computer?
I think it goes to the computer. I'm not sure. Somehow it's connected to your computer. Could also be talking directly to the glasses. But anyway, then there's also there's a black stem on the wand. So this wand right here has some light emitters that there's a camera on the glasses as well, and that picks up the angle of the dots on the wand, and it figures out the exact position based on that.
Thanks so much.
Yep. Yeah.
Are those, have they mentioned anything about, are those the production glasses, or are these right now just kind of a working beta or an alpha of the hardware itself, or are they thinking of a new iteration?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's those glasses over there are one of the prototype beta kit backer glasses, and this one is one of the final production runs, at least initially. I'm not sure if they're going to be making any more incremental improvements to the hardware, or if they've kind of fixed their production in place.
What's the difference between the 2?
That's a good engineering question. For the most part, one problem that they've had is with heat being generated. So if you look at the back, the first set of glasses that they sent out has a Tilt 5 logo in the vent for the fan, for the air intake, and they decided to just go with like a more efficient standard vent on the other ones.
Essentially bigger holes.
It's a thin line, right?
Yeah, and then on this one too, I think that you can see there's a lot more venting on the back, whereas that one, it just has like a little plate with like some vents and then also a Tilt 5 logo vent.
And you had mentioned earlier that overheating is an issue now.
Yeah, they can get overheated.
Question, if I wanted to get one of these now, are they available, or do you happen to know how long it would take to get one?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I think they're still shipping the units to Kickstarter backers. Actually, I know that there are people who've Kickstarted who haven't received theirs yet. So after that point, they're taking pre-orders, and I think the current price is about $350 for the basic kit.
Say that again?
$350 for the basic kit, but you'd have to double check.
And how many glasses is that?
I think that's just the one pair of glasses, one wand, and one board. And on the Kickstarter, there was a version, I think, where you would get 3 glasses and 3 wands and just 1 board, but I don't think it's a lot cheaper. The board is really pretty minimal, I think, cost-wise compared to the glasses and the wand, so it's probably better to get 3 boards, 3 glasses, and 3 wands.
Somebody had looked at the website and said they probably ship in the fall if you order now. 2 days out.
Is there any hand detection or is it just one?
Yeah, right now it's just the wand, but I think if you had access, so they're also working, right now they have a Unity SDK, and they're coming out with another SDK for Unreal, and they also are working on a native development kit, so you can just write like plain C++. And with that, you might have access to the camera, so you'd be able to do what other hand detection or object detection on that camera that you wanted to do.
Is there much of a variation between where you're using it environment-wise, like the lighting in the room you're using it? Does that have much of a bearing on it?
I have not really noticed a ton of difference, either with lights off or with like, not like out in the sun, but like during daylight with the lights on and the sun coming in the window, it seems pretty good still.
The bottom line question there is, can Zach use it on his trampoline?
Yeah, as long as he's...
Oh, I'm thinking the whole trampoline will be the man.
Yep, as long as he's got the cable, it's good. So I think the glasses need the dots that are around the edge of the board, and they use that to orient the image. And one of the things that your game or your application has to do is decide what it's going to display within the surface of the board. And so if you went with a larger sized board, if you just custom made your own out of your own retroreflective material, I think it would work. So the only issue would be putting the dots in the right spot, and then you could choose, are you trying to get that board in that same small spot and then have like a backdrop? I'm gonna try to, during the demos, I have some more material we can put up behind the board, and then you can see how it's not just projecting onto the board itself, but it's anything that's retroreflective will send the image back to you as long as you're within that like square of what's getting projected out. So yeah, you can make a larger surface. The only issue is that it's just where the projector is going to be able to send the image to.
Is it assumes that the board is horizontal? Or like, how does it track? Like, if you put board like at 45?
Yeah, so you can put the board at any angle that you want, and it works. The only issue is that the person developing the game or the whatever application, there's an air traffic controller app that's not like totally game related, but if you mounted the board on a wall, it would work, except it would be as if you were looking at whatever the application or game was from the top down, like standing over the board. And so I think as people get more boards out there and stuff like that, some developers will come up with a way that you can like input that your board is actually sitting 180 degrees to the table or stuff like that. Yeah.
Do the glasses, the cameras in the glasses have to see, say, 2 edges of the board in order to do their thing? Or a minimum like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's got to see, I'm not actually sure exactly how wide the field of view is on that camera, but you can, like if you're standing at the board, you can turn your head kind of to the side, and you'll be able to see some of the board, but it will lose tracking. So yeah, it doesn't have to see all of the dots, but it does have to see, I think, most of them.
What about, did anyone ask about multiple boards, like you have 2 side by side? Or is there applications that can take advantage of 2 of them?
I'm not sure about that. That would be a cool idea. The only thing is just the tracking dots. So you could actually just have one board with the tracking dots, and then you could put another surface next to it, and you'd be able to see multiple things going on, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. How close to the board can you get, and how far away from the board can you get where it'll still work effectively?
That's a good question too. So the limit is that you have to be connected by the cable, and I'm not sure if you can actually stand. You might be able to stand far enough away. I haven't really tried it too much because I just, I'm usually using it. I have a desktop machine on the floor, so it's plugged into that, and then so by the time I have the cable up, I can stand up and walk around the board a little bit, but I can't really get too far away. And then as far as getting close up, the other issue with that is, once the camera loses its tracking dots, the glasses also stop tracking. But I think you can, if you are on the edge of the board, I think you can get pretty close.
Is the cable permanently attached to the glasses?
Yeah, that's a good question too. It's not permanently attached, but it also is not a standard USB plug. So you can fit a standard USB plug in there, but it's kind of got a socket around the cable for it to kind of lock in place securely, and that doesn't really match up with most of the other USB cables out there. But I know there are some people that will have bought longer USB cables so that they can move around more freely between their computer and the board and the glasses. Yeah.
What's the most exciting or the coolest project that you've seen, either game or non-game, for the Tilt 5 so far, that you're not working on, or that you aren't directly involved with?
Well, the coolest, there's a couple things. I think there's an air traffic control demo, which doesn't really do a lot, but it's just a cool idea that you could use it for a completely a data visualization tool instead of just a game. A lot of the other games are pretty cool, like the interactive games that are going to let people play in a 3D environment at the same table, I think will be pretty cool as well. The other interesting aspect of this is that because you see, like, you remember when you were kids playing like 2-player video games and you'd be playing against somebody else and you might want to kind of hide what's going on, so you would cover the TV with like a sheet or something. So, okay, only I can see the left side and my friend can only see the right side. But with this one is you could be sitting like across the table and it's projecting different information to both of you. So even though you're both sitting at the same table looking at the same thing, you can have secret information that the other player won't be able to see. And I think that'll be something that's...
Dungeon Master can see different information.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
They can't see where I have my battleship.
Yep, exactly. Battleship will be a good one. Yeah, there's in the Kickstarter video they kind of show that off, where there's a guy running a game and he is manipulating something in the background. There, some different characters are running around and he's manipulating some stuff in the background, and all of a sudden he drops a big like dragon or something like that in the middle of the board for them to have to deal with. Yep. Okay, so I was gonna also do a little short preview of the Unity stuff and then go into opening them up for people to demo on, unless there's any other questions on this. All right, now I need some technical help. Do I just plug in this HDMI?
Yeah, just grab that guy.
All right, cool. Okay, so this is Unity. I'm sure everybody, or maybe, I suppose some people are not familiar with. This is your basic Unity scene. There's a sample scene. I don't have any special Tilt 5 stuff in it yet, but I did import the Tilt 5 Unity package, and so to do that, you just go up to import custom package, and then when you install the driver, you'll get some demo stuff, and there's also a Unity SDK that they give you, and you can install that as well. Once you've done that, on your local drive under Program Files, inside of Tilt 5, they'll have this SDK folder. In the SDK folder, you can then load in the Unity plugin, which is just some basic, the basic prefabs and stuff like that that you'd be using inside of Unity. So I've already done that, and then you can see this is the folder here with my Tilt 5 stuff. I don't know if you can read that or not, but this is my Tilt 5 folder, and then all I have to do is drag in this Tilt 5 prototype and put it into my scene. And so now I've got this Tilt 5 board, and that also includes a camera as well that will be connected to the glasses when you start running. So you can manipulate your scene, put all kinds of different stuff in there, hook the controller up, and you're good to go. So it's pretty straightforward.
Will it work through preview, or do you have to build?
Yeah, this it will work through the preview. So I'll show that right now, actually. So that's how you would put it into your own project. And they also have some sample scenes set up. So also in that program files directory from Tilt 5, if you download the SDK and install it, they have a Unity project in there. And I've got that built. And so if you're looking at the glasses, you'll be able to check out this project. And what it is a set of scenes. Let's see, there's about a dozen scenes that show different aspects of user interfaces using the headset. Some of them are how you would get the wand to interact. There's examples of using a mouse, things like that within the SDK. And so this scene that I have open here is the tracking of an object. And so what I'll do is just get that started. And hopefully this will work. Oops. Oh, this is horrible. Technical difficulties. Okay, here we go. So yeah, so I've got this set to play. So now this is running inside the pre. And so now you can see this is like not exactly what I'm seeing when I look through the glasses, but it shows you sort of the scene that the player is going to be working with. And then I've got the controller. I'm going to open the scene up. And this is just like a advanced, or not super advanced, but it's more of a blinged out version of the old rollerball tutorials. So now I've got this little sphere, and it can roll through this little scene coming around. And that's how that works.
So this is the Unity camera you said you could set up, is what we're watching, right?
What's showing up on the presentation is the preview window under Unity as we're running it. And so you can have, and that's basically, it's sort of like with the Vive and the other devices. I'm seeing it's a preview of what the user's actually seeing within their device. And so this is the that UI demo that I was talking about, and you can see they have a bunch of different things that you can select to see how you might do some stuff within the Tilt 5 UI. So here's one wand view pointer, line wand pointer, arc wand pointer. Yeah. So this is just a demo that shows you know, how you would use this little arc to trigger your UI buttons. Although now I don't see the buttons showing up. Oh, there we go. So I can activate these buttons like so. And the code for all of these demos is inside of this project as well, so you can kind of see how you might create your own parabolic arc pointer with the system. So that's a basic demo.
Can you just touch the button with the end of your one?
So in this one, they have a set of UI guidelines, and one of their recommendations is that it's not very comfortable for users to be pointing at stuff directly, because if you imagine, this is the board where I can see stuff, and now if I'm trying to point, if I have this wand with the parabolic pointer, I can just kind of sit back and sort of get control over the entire board and point at stuff. But if I was pointing at it, now I have to reach all the way across this board, and so that's less comfortable for people. And then you can also imagine if you were actually working with the larger size board, and I would have to actually reach all the way across the table to point at something. So their recommendation is that you try to implement a parabolic pointer like this. But if you did want to implement that, there is an example of using using the wand as a line pointer and just being able to sort of zap what you want to select.
Maybe you want to stir some soup?
Yeah, stirring some soup. There's going to be Overcooked 3.
If he's asking about that, I gotta ask, can you start a fire with that one?
Yep.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Is that, how is the wand paired? I missed that part. Was it Bluetooth or USB or?
I think the wand is using some form of Bluetooth connected to either the glasses or connected to your computer directly.
So you didn't have to pair the computer to the wand individually?
I forget how that worked. I set that up a while. It was okay. Yeah. So it's set up for you. Okay. Yeah. So that.
Like the wands paired to a pair of glasses?
It might be paired with glasses then, that way.
Yeah, they're linked for sure, because you can, this wand doesn't work with that pair of glasses, and I'm not sure if that happens when you turn plug the glasses in for the first time and it detects the wand, or if there's some sort of factory setting that was set up between the wand and the glasses.
Do they offer different colors? Or do we want to just have to find the wands that choose? Stickers.
Yeah, you got to put stickers, I think, on your different wands. All right, well, never mind about that. I was going to show some code, but that's taking a while. Yeah, so inside of the Unity examples, they have a bunch of code where they've set up the different the components and stuff that you would need inside of Unity. So you can look at those examples to see how you interact with the controller, get your inputs, how they're doing their the parabolic arc. They've got the algorithms and the code for that. And there's another example of, like in this one, the ball was rolling around, and so as the ball moves around, it actually moves this the board. So if I look at just this basic scene here, this board is part of the prefab that you get with the Tilt 5 SDK, and the way that you would manipulate the scene inside of the game is that you would move the location of this board to a different spot and then the camera follows the board instead of like in a normal game you would normally have an avatar or something that's moving around within the world and then the camera points at that. Whereas in this,
The world follows the camera?
you set the, so in this example, there's a ball that's rolling around in the world. Instead of the camera following that ball, the board follows the ball. So then the ball can be rolling around on this board, and wherever I can move my head around, and then wherever I'm looking at, I see that ball from this angle, or I can move to the other side and see it from a different angle. But the camera doesn't follow the character avatar as much. Okay, yeah, I don't know. This is some code. I don't know that it's that interesting. I'm just going to exit. Okay. Any questions on the SDK? Yeah.
You could use a different controller, right, and just not have the pointing ability. So like you could, if I want to make like a fighting game with like 2 3D characters and use an Xbox controller, like obviously you can't point at them, but like that still work. Just control the 3D characters.
Yep. Yeah, and so if you look at some of the demos, actually, most of the demos don't really make use of the wand's like 3D detection abilities. It's just using the joystick on the wand as a basic controller, and so you could for sure do the same thing. Just have like an Xbox controller, and then like yeah, Xbox has like 5 different joysticks and 20 different buttons, and you could do all kinds of crazy stuff in your game with that.
When you're bringing this into an existing project, what are the big steps that you change? Get control of the camera, the glasses, and like you said, the board follows the character, your point of interest?
Yeah, so you basically, you're going to have this board following your character, and then this Tilt 5 prototype that or the prefab that you drag in also includes a camera. And then you've got sort of that same issue where, like, if you're doing a VR game on like Vive, where you have the monitor display mirroring what the person is seeing in the headset. And so this works the same way. You've got the camera that's going to be displayed to the glasses, and then you will still have, it creates another if you don't set up a different camera, it will create a preview camera that you'll see in the game, or if you're running it, it'll show up on your monitor. And then that's just a matter of changing your settings or whatever when you're developing. If you don't want that camera displayed on the monitor, you could turn it off or show something besides the Tilt 5 view that it creates.
So is it really fast to add it to one of your existing?
Yeah, it's pretty fast. All you do, you just all you do is import their little SDK package, which goes pretty fast, and then you drag in this board prototype, and then the only issue is that you have to then connect the wand UI, or not the wand UI, but the wand input, so that you can use this wand controller. And then, yeah, a little bit of tweaking for the board to follow whatever it is that you want to have the camera focused on.
Cool.
All right, well, cool. Thanks for watching the stuff.
Last chance. So is it feasible to show a demo to the stream? Like sort of hold this behind the glasses?
You can try.
Do you want to attempt that?
You got to show up for the demos.
Yeah, so we'll run demos here for a little over an hour. We got 2 stations set up. And Ryan also brought HoloLens too. So while you're waiting in line, check that out. Compare $3,500, $350. See what you'd rather have, 10 of these or one of those.
I'm Ryan, so if you want to try it, I just brought it. Ryan, you want to try it? No, I reset it today, so there's nothing on it, really. But you can do what you can see the menu on my web page. I dropped some holograms around, so you can go look on them.
Tell me how it goes.
One thing to note when you try it, turn the brightness all the way down and look how shitty it is. Your solution for the shitty is turn the brightness up. Or that's in the battery life. I don't think it's so bright, but it looks like dark.
How long is this cord?
You use the whole one too? You're doing all this stuff, right? Actually, just the one. I might want to try it. See what you think. How do you turn them?
I think I'll have to come a little closer with the USB cord. Is it possible? That should be enough. What are you seeing? Nothing. Ah. So, the humans don't see all these rolling rainbow artifacts that you're seeing on the stream. This is the capture rate of the webcam versus the display rate of the projectors. But it's there. You try this?
Did you already see it?
There you go. It stretches. It's scary, but the back stretches. And right before you get started, can you show us your laser eyes?
Yes.
For the stream.
I didn't know how it worked the first
Oh,
time.
we broke the stream. We broke the stream. All right, one more time. Laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
So the projectors are on the front of the glasses. They hit the mat, and they bounce back. All right. I think that's it. Well, here. Thanks everybody for coming. See you next time.